What's up? 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 I guess I don't have my co-host today. My girl's not here. We haven't been able to talk. So last week was her birthday. So that's why we wasn't on last week. But today, I guess it's just gonna be me. Hopefully she will make it on today. But anyway, welcome to season season 2, episode 9 of Hits and Heels. I am Coach Terry Bryant out of Lexington, Kentucky. I am a football coach. I coach middle school football, and I also am an assistant coach for a women's tackle football team out of Louisville, Kentucky, called the Derby City Dynamite. Um, I got into coaching football with my husband, Cisco Bryant, who played at the University of Kentucky. We have a son. We have 2 children. We have a son named Ty, who is presently at the University of Kentucky playing football. He's a Paul Hornick Award winner, Player of the Year, just won state championship with his high school team. We also have a grown daughter that is a hustler and a baller. Her name is Jalen Stevenson. She lives in Chicago. She got her little hustle and stuff going on. We are totally proud of our children. Anyway, I just wanted to do an intro of me or who I am real quick and getting started. So the reason why Hits and Heels is here is because, again, we were 2 women that love the game of football, right? And so we got introduced to each other, and then we would just have our little conversations, and our conversations just got so deep that we was like, girl, we should just start a podcast. Now my girl Danny Wright, who is my co-host, is off the chain, right? She's like a brand strategist. She's the strategic director of marketing for a HBCU conference. And she's actually killing the game, which is probably why she isn't on here now, because she's just really busy. And so she just started, just started going on or whatever like that. And she made it happen. She just made it happen. So she got everything started, got us on Facebook, got us on YouTube, and everything. And so here we are. So anyway, today, this is what we're going to talk about. First of all, we're going to talk about the fact that it's a Super Bowl weekend, right? So I don't know who y'all got. I don't know who you got, right? Who you got? Okay, so we got Kansas City. Okay, I love Patrick Mahomes, and for those of you that don't know, the cornerback number 38 is Jadarius Sneed, and he's actually my cousin. We're actually blood related, and so of course I'm going for my family, right? And I grew up in Kansas, so a lot of my friends are Kansas City Chiefs fans. As you know, I'm ripping my Cowboys. Don't play with me when it comes to my Cowboys. I don't care. I'm diehard. Don't care what nobody think, right? So I'm definitely going for, but my co-host is a Eagles fan, and I ain't mad at her because I love me some Jalen Hurts. And of course, I'm from Alabama, so I'm an Alabama fan. So I love Jalen Hurts and also the wide receiver, right? So, I don't care who wins. I just want a good game. I don't want it to be one of them blowout games where it's just totally boring and the game is over with in the first half. But remember a couple years back when Atlanta was blowing out New England, and Tom Brady came back in the second half and won. So I don't mind if it's a game like that. I just don't want no boring game where I'm ready to fall asleep at halftime, right? So that's that. I just want to see a good game. What about y'all? Hope you want a good game. So listen, if you are on, you can actually leave me a message. You can actually talk to me live. If you get on live on YouTube, I'm on YouTube. I'm also live on Facebook. And if you want to ask me a question, or if you want to interact with me, you actually can, and I'll be able to see your messages, and I'll be able to respond pretty live on here, right? Okay. So with my co-host not being here today, I'm probably going to cut this short. I probably won't be here long, before you long, but I want to be consistent, and I wanted to make sure that I showed up today. Okay, so now outside of the Super Bowl, are we gonna talk about LeBron breaking the record? Right. Okay, so LeBron just broke the record for um he's the scoring champ, right? The all-time scoring champ. He just beat Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, whose record was up for 30 years, right? It took 30 years to reach. So what's the controversy around it, right? Is LeBron the GOAT or what? Right? Now, this is where the controversy comes into. Okay. I'm not denying anything about LeBron. I do think LeBron is the best player in the world today. Today, right? I do feel that Michael Jordan is the GOAT of all time. Of all time. And this is the reason why I say that. The rules are different. It's kind of like football. Like Tom Brady is the GOAT, but god dang, you can't touch him. Think about when Troy Aikman was, I'm a Dallas Cowboy fan, so let's use Troy Aikman. Boy, you could tear him up back in the day. Now you can't touch a quarterback, right? So it's easy to be the GOAT when you can sit back and throw the ball all day, right? So it's the same thing with the NBA. They've changed the rules, even in the NBA as well, where you don't have the hack a Shaq anymore. I mean, look how Jordan got beat down by the Detroit Pistons back in the day. I mean, they was killing him back in the day. There's no way those shouldn't have been flagrant fouls. Those fouls that they were giving Jordan back in the day are flagrant fouls in today's game, right? So the game is just totally different. And so it allows LeBron to just be a little bit more freer as a player. And then you got to think, let's put some more stuff out there. So LeBron came right out of high school, so he started at 18. Whereas Jordan, did 3 years at North Carolina? So I think he was like 21. So there's 3 years that LeBron has more on Jordan. 3 more years. I think Jordan only did 15 years, whereas LeBron's doing 20, right? But then Jordan took 2 years off, right? So then so that's 5 years. So if you look at it and calculated it, Jordan was averaging, I think, a little over 2,000 points a game. If you add and give him those other 5 years, he would have surpassed Kareem as well, and and LeBron would still be chasing his scoring title. But that's weather under the bridge. I'm just saying. Okay, I'm not saying taking nothing away from LeBron. Totally happy for this man. I love that he's a billionaire. I love that he doesn't have any scandals. I love that he's faithful to his wife. I love that he's a great father. I love that he, started the school. I love everything that LeBron James represents as a person and as an athlete. And I take nothing that away from him. But when it comes to the GOAT, I'm going with Michael Jordan all day, every day on that one. Okay. So now, speaking of Super Bowl, so since this is a female sports podcast, I like to I know I talked about LeBron and the Super Bowl, but I like to highlight, or we like to highlight more of the things that women are doing in sports, right? So my girl, Lori Locust, was the assistant defensive line coach for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. She actually has a Super Bowl ring with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers when they won. Was it 2 years ago? 2 years ago? When they beat Kansas City. And so she has a ring. Well, now she is the first women's football coach for the Tennessee Titans. And I'm so excited that she's in Tennessee because my sister-in-laws are huge Tennessee fans. And so this just, gives me another reason to kind of, root for Tennessee because, I'm all for anybody that gives women an opportunity. But one thing that I need to be careful of, one thing that I really, really need to be careful of is when I'm, I don't know if you guys are on Facebook. When you're on Facebook now, they give you like these suggestions of these groups. And so there was this one suggestion in the group, and it had the article about Lori Locust being the new coach for the Tennessee Titans. So my dumb butt go on there, and I'm looking at, I'm getting ready to make a comment and shoot a congratulations, and it's hard not to see some of the comments. And so, there's so many of these chauvinistic men hating on her, um, thinking that something was just given to her because of diversity or because of I don't know what they're thinking, And I'm thinking, number one, she's got a Super Bowl ring. There's a whole lot of coaches that have coached in the NFL that do not have a Super Bowl ring. The level of competence that you have to have as a coaching staff to put together a Super Bowl caliber team, you have to be good, and you have to be, you can't be no Rudy Poo coach trying to, I mean, that's just obvious. So obviously she brought something to the table for Tampa Bay at that particular time to help them to reach that ring, that caliber to win the Super Bowl. So that's that. Plus, look at her. She played as a player. So I coach for the Derby City Dynamite. It's a women's semi-pro tackle football team with the Women's Football Alliance, which is the league that we play for, right? That we play in. Lori Locust came from that league, and she was an actual defensive line. She played on the defensive line, right? So she put on the pads, she put on the helmet, and she played for 4 years until she injured her knee. Okay, so she was a player, and then she became a high school coach. She coached in high school, and then she started coaching in some other areas, and then she did an internship in the NFL, right? She did the same internship that other men have the opportunities to get, and Bruce Arians for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers decided to go ahead and hire her. And obviously she's good at what she does. I don't care what. Let me tell y'all something. I get into this with my husband all the time too, because sometimes he be going through it with this whole women's lib stuff. Now let's be clear on one thing when it comes to football. Okay. Now, I truly believe that women don't have no business. Women have no business coaching, playing football with other men. No business coaching football with other men, right? Playing football with other men. They're just too strong. It doesn't matter how hard you are as a woman, you cannot compete physically with a man on a football field. There's no way, right? So that's the reason why we have our own league. So we have our own league where we can play against other women. Okay. But when it comes to coaching, we as women, we come with a different perspective. So I coach, right? And a lot of times I do get a lot of resistance from men that are coaching. They always questioning my ability, questioning what I know. And I'm good with that. I get it at work all the time. Even today at work, I was deterred because I was like, oh my God, these little boys is half my age, and they're always questioning me when I've been working here way, way longer than they have, right? They don't have a clue. I know the job at the back of my hand, but they're questioning me, right? It's the same thing with men. So I get the whole male chauvinist thing. But quit freaking hating, right? You don't have to be a hater. I think that's the only thing I hate about social media is why can't just if people don't like something, why can't they just keep scrolling by? Why can't everything just be positive? If you don't like the freaking Dallas Cowboys, why is the Dallas Cowboys name always in your mouth and always on your page? That doesn't make sense to me, right? So talk about what you like and not what and not the negativity and stuff like that, but keep that. But with that being said, that's what I'm trying to tell you. So this guy was on this post talking about she only got the job because of diversity. And so I'm thinking, like, is that the reason why the black coaches got their job too? Is because of diversity? Because diversity means that you got a diverse, basically non-white. basically non-white. So I'm thinking like, okay, let's clarify some things here. Let's go ahead and clarify some things here, right? So anyway, so girl, go on with that. Go on with that. Women are coming. Women are coming. We love the game, and we want the opportunity to be able to play to coach on the next level if we have that opportunity to do it. So they have a whole like a women's forum with the NFL. You can go do internships. I know lots of guys that go through the internship program. And I'm telling you, when women get a hold of something, we always take things to another level. You know, if a man gives us a seed, we're gonna give him a baby. If you bring home some food, we gonna make a meal. You know, if you buy us a house, we're gonna create a home. You know, that's what we do as women, right? And so that's why we have to create platforms like this, like our own podcast, because we can't just talk about what we want to talk about without there being some type of scrutiny, because we don't know what the heck we're talking about as women, right? So we got to get our own podcast to talk about sports and to talk about what we want to talk about and how we want to talk about it. Don't y'all be coming up on our podcast telling us what we should be talking about and what we can't talk about. Start your own podcast. That's what y'all do. You start your own podcast. If you don't like what people talking about on their podcast, right? It's really, really easy, actually. And I commend anybody that wants to do this. This is hard. Like, it's really hard when you're on here by yourself and you're just talking and just rambling, because I don't have no script or nothing. I just logged in, bam. And then we're just going out. It's just that I did have a lot on my mind this week, especially with going into the Super Bowl, right? I don't know who's gonna win. I know they dropped the script, and they are saying that that's our co-host, and they dropped the script, and they're saying that Philly is gonna win. I hope Philly wins. I hope Kansas City wins. It don't even matter to me, because I like both teams, and I'm torn between the both of them. Anyway, hey, Danny.
Hi, I am so sorry.
You good.
Yeah, this basketball championship stuff is no joke. So for those who say they want to be in media, listen, baby. I told some of my colleagues the other day that I wanted to start doing features on them, and we were going to talk about what made them crazy enough to want to be sports information directors, because you really gotta be like, you gotta be special. Like you a special kind of person to work in athletic communications. But here I am, and I actually was. It's just been crazy. We're literally 2 weeks away from the first game, and it is like the world is on fire, but it's a good fire. You know what I'm saying? Like, we have a lot of different initiatives and stuff going on. And so I was on calls, and then I got the notification that the show was starting. I was like, oh my gosh. I said, I ain't post nothing. I ain't put no graphic up. I ain't scheduled the show. So when you talk about having someone on your team that knows what to do and can just take over and make sure that we stay consistent, like, that's so important, y'all. Like, y'all make sure y'all got the right people on your team, okay? Because when life gets to lifing, but I'm here. I love y'all so much. I'm so excited. I had the video playing in the background on a call, so I was hoping people could hear the show. But now, I'm excited. I actually have another call. So I was like, well, I'm gonna take me a little break and hop on my own show with the co-host.
Right. And I said I was probably gonna, I'm probably not gonna go to full time. I probably just gonna get on here. Yeah, I was probably gonna cut it short today.
But at least we're here, right?
But at least we're here. Yeah. So anyway, I just wanted to make sure we shouted out your Eagles.
Hey, fly, Eagles, fly on to the victory.
I'm not gonna lie. I hope he wins it. I do. I hope he wins it. I mean, I want my cousin to get a ring, but but I hope Jalen wins.
Listen to me.
His story
Not
is absolutely
hello. Come on.
in freaking
And
inspiring.
they still hating on him.
Oh, I
still
know.
hating on him.
Oh, I
I'm
know.
like,
I know.
what is the controversy?
His story is inspiring. And
Yeah.
and then I love him because he's got an all female staff.
A whole female, all
Yeah.
women, all women staff.
Yes, all female staff. He's well spoken. I just don't know I just don't know how you can hate on someone like that. Like he
Right.
Give him something to hate on. Let him create some scandal or something, or I don't point shaving, or I mean I don't know what you can do to hate on somebody like that. And that's what I was mentioning that earlier, that I just I was on social media because my girl Lori Locust is now with the Tennessee Titans. And there was a guy on there was just talking about, oh, well, she only got the job because she because of diversity. I said, no, she got the job because of her credentials. What credentials? I said,
the fact that you don't know and you're not smart enough to go and look it up.
Right.
So
right. Like you can literally go Google her, and I guarantee her resume is going to look just like some of the other men that are on the staff, but you're not saying nothing about them, right? And so just that level of ignorance just.
Yeah, I mean, but it was like when I was coaching, right?
Yeah.
And the coach stood up and said, "This is a man's sport."
Yeah.
And this separates the men from the little girls.
Girls, yeah. Okay.
Some people just.
All right, bro.
Yeah, they just don't get it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
For them, it's fun to be ignorant. It's fun for them to be sexist and misogynistic. But I mean, the game is changing, right? Like you can't expect it, and we're not asking that we play with the men, right?
Right. Like, that's what I said earlier too. I was like, we ain't got no business playing with the men. No business. There's no way that we can physically match up on a football field with the men. There's no way.
It's not even supposed to be that way. Like, that's not what we're asking for.
No.
But we are asking for equal pay, equal opportunities. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
That's totally different than saying, oh, yeah, we want to play the sport, so we want to play. And I saw that comment on Twitter. It was like, so make them suit up and play against the men. For what? That's not what this is about. That's totally not what this is about. And it was over high school flag football being.
Oh, it's because it's now sanctioned in California.
It's now yeah. And some ignorant guy gonna say, have them suit up and pads and play with the men. What? Why?
So
that's not the point. Like, we want an opportunity to play a sport that we love amongst each other.
Right.
We're not asking to go put on uniforms and play with the men. We're asking for a women's league because we as women love sport.
The game.
Like, what? Like, what don't y'all get about that?
Oh my God. Girl, I just be wanting to hit them in the mouth. I'm not even gonna lie. It takes all of me not to respond. And I think the one guy responded like she doesn't have any credentials. And I said, boo, I'm not getting ready to go back and forth. I said, I'm not getting ready to have no tennis match with you and go back and forth with you. I said, you're a typical chauvinist, and I'm not getting ready to deal with you and entertain you and your foolishness on no freaking Facebook. That's what I'm not getting ready to do. Deuces.
They're so ignorant. It's so ignorant. But, I just sit back and laugh. I've had people challenge me and say stuff on social media because I love to talk sports. And sometimes, before I used to chime in. Now I can't really chime in as much now because of my position. Like, I actually represent a conference.
Yeah. A whole conference.
yeah, I have to be very careful about what I say.
Yeah.
But I remember someone saying something about this is why, or I feel badly for any of the schools that would hire you as their communications person. And so when I got the job with the Gulf Coast Athletic Conference, I just dropped a link in the comments to the press release and said, I thought that you may be interested in the fact that your statement and your thoughts about me are not true.
Are freaking irrelevant.
They're not true. Like,
Irrelevant.
I'm not an uneducated
Absolutely.
anything. You know, and it was funny because, and I think he took the comment down, but he
Oh, I'm
said,
sure he did, because he was
yeah.
probably looking stupid
Well,
after the
somebody
comment.
commented and was like, we've seen her bio. She has more degrees than you have teeth. I was like,
Well, that's what he get.
the internet is undefeated.
Oh
honey.
my God, it is unfiltered sometimes. Oh my God, some of the girl, some of the stuff. But also, but the negative thing about that too is that the people that make those type of comments, if you go to their personal page, they don't have their real picture up. You know, it's just a blank page so that they
It's
can
an
go
egg.
and troll people's comments and troll people
Yep.
and
And
just
it's stuff that you would
just be nasty.
never ever say to someone's face because you
Yes,
know you would lose
because
your
you
whole
know you
head.
wouldn't. Yeah, because you would not have the guts to say that to nobody's face.
Never.
Absolutely not. Right.
Never.
You know, and I have been in public where I've seen people that might have said something cross-eyed or whatever on Facebook, and then I seen them in public, and it's funny how they ain't got nothing to say then.
Nothing. They're scared. They're
Absolutely.
really cowards. And
Absolutely.
social media allows you to hide behind
that.
a profile picture, right? But you know that if you get caught out in public,
You
like,
gonna catch these hands.
it's about to be knuck if you buck for real. Like, do not play. And I have to say this, and hopefully he'll end up watching this show. But my friend Chad and I,
Higgins.
we're crazy. Higgins, yep. So all throughout the day, we're just sharing Twitter stuff, reels and stuff of people just getting jacked up doing dumb stuff. Right? It's literally, and there's I don't know if he's a professor or what, but there's a guy on social media who literally draws a diagram that says it's a chart. And it's like F around and find out.
Oh, I love that. I've seen
like,
that.
It's like the more you F around,
the more you gonna find out. Oh, I've seen it. Oh my God, had me dying. Yes.
I can't believe that he did that with a straight face.
Like,
I cannot.
Yes.
But
yeah,
it was
you
so
really
funny.
thought that he was drawing that up like really something sweet, and he was like, "Mess around if you want to, because you'll find. You come right here, and you'll find out real quick, fast."
I literally watched that reel like 10 times in a row.
Girl, that was hilarious. Yes.
It was so funny.
But that's real. But that's real
funny.
talk, because social media gives you gives people the opportunity to really have some big nuts about stuff. My daughter is texting me talking about, why did we fire him? Why did we fire who? Oh, anyway. So just some big nuts about hiding behind social media and really having the courage to just really be nasty to people. But it just shows who they are. People that are insecure or want attention or don't get the normal attention. Girl, I don't pay them folks no attention. But some of them are funny though.
They're crazy. They're absolutely crazy.
Yeah, some of them is funny though. Yeah, some of them is funny though. It was something else I want to talk about. Oh, your girl Toni Harris with the 4 degrees. Did you see that?
I didn't see it. I heard of it. I heard about it, but I didn't see it.
She graduated with 4 degrees. So Tony Harris is the only female to get a football scholarship in a skill position that
Hmm.
outside of a kicker. Um, and they said she graduated with 4 degrees.
Yeah, I saw that story and it's crazy because you know how when you see something and you click on it, but then something, I don't know what happens. I think sometimes the app in the browser refresh or whatever. And so I went back and I was like, this whole article is gone. And in my mind, I was like, okay, I got to remember to go back and like pull the article up and read it, educate myself on it. Child, that article is gone right along with my sleep and everything else from this week. It's been a rough week. It's been a rough
It's
week,
been a rough 2 weeks for me too. We've been doing 2 hours overtime every day, and I'm not gonna lie,
man.
I've been
Mm-mm.
exhausted. I mean, exhausted. My feet hurt, my neck hurt.
Listen,
This whole all my little
I
old
feel like
age.
Ezell, my neck and my back.
My neck and my back, child. Yes, feeling just
But
like
yeah,
you. Oh yeah,
yeah.
absolutely.
But
Yeah.
I know I've got one more call I have to make tonight because your girl I gotta get in bed, man. I'm fried. And I gotta get my rest up because it's about to be on and popping and like it's on and popping already, to be honest with you. But I'm
So
really
you guys
excited about
start the basketball championship.
Mhm. It's our championship tournament. It's gonna be in Jackson, Mississippi. Well, technically Tougaloo, Mississippi. Tougaloo has its
Okay.
own city. So Jackson Hank Aaron Sports is our host. Um, our presenting sponsor, title sponsor is Hope Credit Union, and we are hosting the championship at Tougaloo College. And so, what's cool about our tournament is all teams make the tournament. We have 8 teams in our conference so far. Hopefully, next year we'll add University of Virgin Islands. So I'm excited about that. So if y'all see me on these videos next year and I'm on the beach,
We'll try not to be jealous.
just know that I may be relocating to an island. Um, but no, I'm really excited. I've had really good conversations with my boss over the last week, especially, and even tonight. And I will say, like, there's such great value in being able to, number one, know that you're wanted somewhere, right? Like, you're not here as the token or
Yeah.
because you've done something or someone owes someone a favor or anything like that. Um, and so I remember this was some weeks ago. I asked her, I said, need you to mentor me. Like, can you be my mentor? Like, I know that I don't have to ask you, you're already doing it, right? But I think there's something extremely valuable when you verbalize something like that to someone,
Yeah.
right?
Oh,
And you
absolutely.
can make it more formal. And what it does is it creates space and opportunity for you both to grow and get closer and be very intentional about the work that you do
And
and the
she's so
connections that
powerful.
you make. Yeah. And so, my conversation today, I was telling her, I was like, I'll be honest with you, like, I still got a problem. Like, I need help delegating. That's always been my problem. I just do
Because
it
you want to
all.
do it all.
It's not even that I want to do it all, I'm used to doing it
Used
all.
to doing it all. Yeah. So it's hard for you to.
And so I'm retraining my mind to say, no, stop, delegate. And I told her, I said, I'm getting better.
Yeah.
I'm much better. I am I'm talking leaps and bounds better, right?
Hmm.
and even just being able to say no to certain things. But I still need that. Still gotta get some. I still gotta work on it. Still gotta
Gotcha.
work on it. But just hearing her encouragement and the things that she was saying that I was doing well, and I realized that there's so much value in having the right relationships. Like you can be in relationship with anybody, right? And sometimes it's not that it's a bad relationship, but it's not helping you grow, right?
Yes.
And
Right.
giving you it's not feeding your soul in a way that's going to have you get from where you are to where you
Where you
want
want
to
to
be
go.
and to where you need to be, and where God is saying, I need you over here in this space over here. You're stuck over here, but you got to go over here, right? And having the right people are going to
Or
take you.
keep you stuck
Yeah,
if you're not careful.
if you're not careful, and if you don't have the vision for yourself to know that someone
So
is not in the space to help you to grow, right? And
absolutely.
so that's what I really appreciate about our relationship and my relationship with my boss, right?
Hmm.
Because the moment we decided, the moment we didn't even decide on a podcast, it was like we thought about it, right? I brought it up to you and you were like, okay, all right, cool, let's do it. She said, okay, let me go ahead. What's the name gonna be? We had a name within a couple of days.
Dude, you had the name, you picked out the colors, you created the brand, you created the logo, you did everything in a matter of less than a week after we had that conversation. You had us up and running.
But the thing is that it wasn't me, right? Like it took knowing that I was gonna have a partner in it where it wasn't just gonna fall through the cracks, right? Like I
Mhm.
knew that I was working with someone that was very serious about her next level.
Mm.
So I knew this wasn't gonna be no BS.
Right, right.
You know what I'm saying? And so I say all that. I don't even know what the
And
point
you know,
I'm
and you
making is.
and again, we're kind of helping each other grow too, because like you said, because my purpose for the podcast, I was like, I think I want to speak more, right? And I
Yeah.
felt I needed something to practice. And so you were like, well, a podcast would help that, maybe help with that, because sometimes I'm not comfortable on a camera or I'm not comfortable speaking publicly. And I wanted to be able to, I guess, hone those skills more,
Yeah.
and be more comfortable in that space, because I do want to be out. I mean, I don't know where I want this to go. I know when I'm talking to your girl Monique is like, "Ooh, I'm gonna get you some speaking engagements at some colleges," and I'm thinking like, "Do what, girl?" Right? Never even thought about it. Never even thought about it. But as more articles and stuff and people reaching out to hear our story, I can see it. I can see it now. Definitely. Plus, I want to promote
Listen.
our the women's tackle football team. People don't know about them, and I definitely want to promote that more. And so, if I can get into a space where I can have an opportunity to talk about them, or to talk about my Hall of Fame, or to talk about my team, or whatever, then I'm definitely going to do it. And of course, I'm promoting hits and heels.
Yeah, but the beautiful thing about it is this is our ish, right? So we get to talk about what we want.
What, girl? That's what I was talking about before you came. Was you listening to me before you came on? That's
No.
what I said. I
Well,
said,
remember I
listen.
told you I had
Yeah, you
something
had it
else.
on. But I had
But
sure
here
mentioned
you
that.
go.
Let me tell y'all. Look at me, girl. I said, let me tell y'all something. I said, the reason why we started this podcast is because we get sick and tired of people wanting to tell us what we could talk about and what we can't talk about. This is our podcast, and we could talk
Listen,
about what the heck we want to talk about. There's certain
absolutely.
levels. Earlier I brought up LeBron winning the the scoring championship, right? So
Hmm.
everybody has the whole, who's the GOAT, who's the GOAT, who's the GOAT, right? I ain't gonna lie. I was just telling them, I think MJ is the GOAT, because, but that's a different era though, right?
It really
I
is.
don't know what they would look like playing together now. I have no idea, right? Because the rules are different. Just like I brought up Tom Brady. Tom Brady retired. Tom Brady is the GOAT, but he's the GOAT because you can't touch him.
You sure can't.
Because because he's a white quarterback. Now, if you're a black quarterback, you could still get hit, and it don't matter, right?
Listen,
but we ain't gonna have that conversation. But we can't have that conversation.
People don't want.
But we can have that conversation on our podcast.
Exactly.
Right.
And I think that's so important because people act like race and ethnicity don't matter, but they do, because the foundation of this nation came about through racism. You claim to have founded a country, a land that was already inhabited. People already had ritual. They already had things that they were doing, right? So you come in, you rape and murder people, you steal from them, claim it as your own, right? And then you call the people that you stole and stole from, because you didn't just steal with their possessions.
Right.
You also stole people. Okay. And then you say that they're savages. And because of the color of their skin, because of you have pigmentation. You have too much pigmentation. Your pigmentation makes you darker, right? That makes you an animal and less of a person. So now we're not going to say that you're a whole person. We're going to create a law that says you 3/5 of a person, right? Okay. We had to integrate sports, and when we integrated sports, there were still biases and stereotypes that we even fight through to this day. And so when you look at the fact that there are 2 black quarterbacks in the Super Bowl this year, and that and let's not forget like Doug Williams, right? Let's not forget about black quarterback Doug Williams, right?
Right.
But the fact that people still believe that black people cannot be good quarterbacks, and the only thing that makes them good quarterbacks is their ability to run. Have y'all seen Russell Wilson? You don't want him running.
Well,
have you seen
recently?
Right. Recently, right?
Recently, I don't know about Russell Wilson. Recently, I don't know what happened to Russ, right? But we can't talk about Justin Fields, who just broke Michael Vick's rushing record. But
what I'm saying is running
for his life because he doesn't have an O line. But the fact that he can run.
But what I'm saying is that's not what, like, people have the stereotype that that's why black quarterbacks are successful,
because they can run and they're athletic.
And it's like, no, that makes them dangerous. That makes them really, really hard to guard, because Lamar Jackson, one of the greatest things that he has is his arm. Now, I will say, even in college, because he has such a strong arm, he struggled with accuracy. But that man can throw the ball at the stadium.
Yeah.
Oh, and if you watch Jalen Hurts and Mahomes play, you will see that this is not about running, right? This is a very skilled position. And we have to get away from the stereotypes that say black people can do this because of this.
I'm not gonna lie. Right here where we are, there was a particular school that really had a hard time having a black quarterback, and I felt like, if if they would have put the black quarterback in, with there might have been a little bit more success early on.
Mm-hmm.
And then when they did try the black quarterback, they put him in against a team, like you literally set this little kid up for failure to show people that, well, see, we gave him a chance, but he didn't make it. But you didn't put him in a good position to be successful. He didn't have no business playing in that particular game. But that's what they do. That's what they do. That's what they do. Girl, I don't know. But I'm just saying, they just got to look out for us, women and black people.
Listen,
I'm like Dion.
the most unprotected.
We coming. The most unprotected.
Yeah.
Is the black woman.
Well, I'm definitely gonna have to do. I know that the show next week I'm good. The week after is our intern event at the championship.
What that? Just send me the date.
It ends the time at the time that our show would start. So I'm thinking maybe we can do the show that week on that Tuesday.
I got practice on Tuesdays. Right. So I can.
But we could talk offline about it. But,
yeah, or I could do a guest.
Yeah. But this is I'm excited. I think about the fact that we said we were going to do certain things and we did it.
Sis, we're episode 2. This is season 2. What's this? Episode 9. Mm-hmm. We got one more episode and we'll start season 3.
Yeah. Yep. It's crazy. It's been almost a year. Season 4 is going to take us into a year. That's crazy. And when I tell you, like, God will like completely turn everything around for you when you just be obedient. Like, just listen. Just do what he said to do.
This whole year for you has been a whole 360.
Yep. I mean, complete, like, I wouldn't even call this like a 360. It is literally like, and it's not even a 180, because 180, 360,
is all the way, yeah,
full circle. A 180 heading in the opposite direction.
Yeah.
This is like I feel like God did like a juke move on, you know what I'm saying? Like he ran an audible.
Yeah.
This is like a wildcat trick play, flea flicker,
right?
For the winning touchdown, right?
Yeah.
Like Hail Mary,
right?
All in one. And honestly, I can't even imagine having it any other way. I just can't. Like 2022 really just, like tried to snatch my whole everything.
Yeah.
And here, like to end the fourth quarter of 2022, like the fourth quarter of 2022,
killing it.
Was like, where did this come? I don't know where it came from, right? I literally started this position the first day of the fourth quarter.
Yep.
Man.
Yep.
Sometimes it ain't how you start. It's how you finish. It's how you finish.
Yep. And God is good,
Man. And I'm gonna get off here before I start crying.
Right.
I'm gonna cry. Yeah. I'm a big crybaby. I'm a cry. But I'm grateful and I appreciate you. I have the best co-host in the world. The best.
My coach. The best co-host in the world.
It's my coach.
I got the best co-host in the world.
I'm late. I was late, but I'm here. I showed up. Showed up.
No, I just want, like I said, I told everybody. I said, well, last week we took off because it was the birthday week.
Listen.
So we're gonna hold it down. We're gonna keep it going. We're gonna keep it going. So next week we'll talk about the Super Bowl, who won,
Super Bowl recap.
and have that whole recap on the Super Bowl and whatever else that comes up or whatever like that. There's a couple other things
Man.
I want to bring to attention. Just especially a lot of um, women event. I saw another first where I think it was in Virginia where they did a basketball game and it was an all women's broadcast crew, a all women's officiating crew,
Wow, that's awesome.
and I love this how they, whoever it was was just highlighting that fact that that's becoming more prevalent, or um it's starting to make sense, right?
Yeah,
That
absolutely.
if you have, like for the women's basketball tournaments this year, I hope they have an all women's officiating crews, and I hope they have all women's broadcasts
That would be nice.
for the women's NCAA, for the March Madness, for the tournament.
And
Um,
they've had you know what? I don't know if that was a broadcast crew. But it was Carolyn Peck and two
yes, there
other
were
women.
three. Yeah, it was Carolyn Peck.
I can't remember who the other two were.
Oh, I can't
Dang.
either.
It was a Tennessee UConn game.
Oh, what was her name? It was another black coach.
Oh my
She used to
gosh.
be at LSU's old coach.
Oh my gosh.
I can't think of her name. And then the third one was,
The third one was a new. She was more. She. I don't think she played before. She was a newer commentator to
I
ESPN.
think I know who you're talking about. McNutt or something like that. Is that her name? I think she
I
played
think
though.
so. Did she play?
I think she played. I think her name is Mc something. Hold on, McNutt. Yeah, Monica McNutt. Was that her?
I gotta look. Let me look
Look
at her
her up.
picture.
I think that was her.
She's dark haired.
Well, girl, you know how we change our hair. I can't. I ain't no telling. I don't know what color. She has short hair.
Yeah. So I don't think that this is.
Was that her? I seen her at one,
I'm
so
trying to
maybe it
look.
wasn't that one. But I definitely know. It wasn't Lawson, was it, from Duke?
No, I
That
know
played
Kara
for
Lawson.
Tennessee. Kara Lawson. It wasn't Kara Lawson.
Mm-mm.
Um, and I forgot the other coach's name. I like her too though. Um, she used to be the coach at Louisiana Tech. I think. I don't think it was LSU. It was LSU or Louisiana Tech, one of them. Yeah.
Okay. Oh wow. So it was Adrea Carter, Rebecca Lobo, Carolyn Peck, and Holly Rowe.
Oh, that's a different one. I
That
didn't-
was for that was this year's um
oh, the Tennessee game.
Tennessee UConn game.
Okay.
I just remember it because um I remember seeing three of them. But I mean Holly Rowe does all the sideline reporting,
Yeah.
but the three that were in the
The
beginning
studio.
of the game.
Okay.
Hmm.
But check this
You know,
out.
you can't miss Carolyn Peck. You know,
Oh no,
she's
there's my girl. Oh, I got a picture of her when she came and did the Kentucky game, and I was
oh man.
so freaking excited. Oh my god, because I got a picture with her. I got a picture with my girl Don Staley. Speaking of Don Staley, when the UConn game was good the other day. Um, I'm so glad that she's able to beat Gino now, right? She's
Yeah.
the new dynasty, but LSU and is undefeated too. And how about that game is this Sunday before the Super Bowl? Or is it at the same
I
time
love
as the
it.
Super Bowl? It might be the same time as the Super Bowl.
I believe that.
I believe it too. Like, why would you do that? Like, why would you have that game, a big game like that, in competition with the Super Bowl?
You know why? Because it's not big to them.
Exactly.
It's not big to
It's
them.
not big to them.
They
Yeah.
really don't care. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. But I'm hoping that that game is before the Super Bowl. But I honestly don't think it is. I really think it's gonna be
At the same time.
yes. I think somebody said it was at the same time. Or it was gonna overlap or something. But I hope it's an early game. I hope it's like a 1 o'clock game or a 3 o'clock game or something like that. So that
The
I
only
can
good
watch.
thing about the Super Bowl is that you're gonna have about 30 minutes of pregame stuff, even though the kickoff is set for a certain time. You know, you have a little bit of wiggle room, just a little bit, not a whole lot, but a little bit.
I have to find out what time it starts. But anyway, but girl, you came on here and you got me through this. We got us through here because I was
We
on
got
here
it
on the
through.
struggle bus by myself on this camp. But we was gonna make it happen. We was gonna make it happen regardless. I just want to make sure that we showed up and we stay consistent.
Absolutely. Listen, all right, I gotta stop yawning so I can.
Me too. So I go to bed.
I gotta finish my responsibilities for the night. But yeah, I'm gonna get off here and finish doing what I gotta do and wake up in the morning, do it all over again. So yeah,
Alrighty.
shout out
Well,
to everybody who's watching, gonna watch the replay. You know, holla at your girls. Come chat with us. Leave us some
yeah,
comments. Make
y'all know
sure.
y'all can get on and leave us some messages and ask little questions and stuff like
Yeah,
that. And
absolutely.
interact with us if you want to. If you want to be a guest, let us know that as well too, because
Yep.
we're filling up our calendar. I got a couple of people in mind. I got to put it on our thing. But yeah, girl, Super
We're
Bowl
ready for you.
Sunday, Super Bowl weekend.
Super Bowl weekend. We end the show with a recap. I mean, end the season with a recap.
Oh my God, our last season will be the recap of the NFL. That'll be so
Isn't that
cool.
crazy? Yep. Well, thank y'all for joining us. Peace and love to you all. Stay safe, stay warm, and we'll see y'all next Wednesday.
Peace and
Same
hair
time.
grease.
All right, y'all.
Love y'all.